To another section of this course. So we are going so smooth and nice. We created this simple home page of the website, and also we created the tables and the database for this project in last lecture. So now what we need to do is actually whenever someone is trying to register here using this form, so we can actually insert the user information to this to this database users, and also can send the user to a different page, a welcome page, and also will do validation for this login form as well, and for sign up as well in this lecture. So just come to the page index.php. We have just two files, index.php and style.css, right here so far. So what we need to do actually to first of all, because we have validated this form, this one and this one as well, with the HTML5 attribute required. So without entering anything, the user cannot submit it, and this can also this should also be filled, so it will not go there, will not be processed basically. But we can also change the email type, both of the forms, the inputs. We have in the form input type text, name, email. We can change this to type email because HTML5 has a default type for email. So any person who is writing email should put a valid email basically. The same thing we can do here in the next form, email. So we can just simply validate our form a little bit more. So yes, I will refresh. Now if I add something like this, so it will say that the email is not valid. So I click login, it says please include an it in the email address dot DSP is missing. So if I say like this email, then it will be okay. See, so that's now fine. So we did this type email as well, so the form is a little bit validated with HTML5 simple syntax or simple attributes. Now we need to actually create two more pages. Basically, the one for functions, we will create a function for inserting these users, and we need to also create a page home.php where we will send this user upon completing the registration. And also we need to create another page which is database.php for for creating a configuration file for establishing the connection with the database that we have created here. This one I'm talking about, this database. So when we establish a connection, so after that we can insert the data there. So first of all, just with using Control N, create a new page, just insert PHP block, and after that Control S to save, and we will save this inside the includes folder, and this will be database.php. So or you can say connection.php. So this is basically, this will be a file connection.php for establishing the connection. And how we establish the connection, basically we simply create a con variable or with a name, but this is just appropriate here, and then we say MySQLi connect. This is the default function in PHP, and inside this function we use 4 different parameters, like inverted comma, then normal comma, then inverted commas, then and then 4 times. In the first inverted commas block, we say we add the the server name, which is by default localhost, and the next we say the username who has access to this to this database to which we are just establishing the connection. That is root by default, because we are working on localhost. Later on we will change this when we will upload the whole project to online server. Now in the next there is a password, but by default here you don't have a password. This is password is just empty here on the local host, but on online server you will have a password basically. So we'll leave this empty right now, and in the last parameter you need to add the name of the database, which is basically social_network. So this is all your simple, file, connection file, database connection, or we can use or die MySQLi connection was not established. This is a die function. If there is an error, then we can also see an error. Anyways, this connection has been established. Now we don't need to touch it or something, but we will create another page, a control N, and this page will be basically functions.php. So control S to save, and inside the functions folder we'll save it. Its name will be basically something like user functions. Just we'll say functions.php. so inside the functions folder this file is called functions.php. Save it, and one more last page at the moment we need is we'll create that again using control N, and this page will be HTML page, doc type HTML. Sorry, this will be PHP page, but we can start with HTML. And here we will say head, title, welcome user. You can change this to a dynamic user later on. Welcome user, title close, head close, and just we start body from here. Now body close, and then HTML close. So just save it, this page, with control N, and this page will be in the same main directory, social_network, and we will name this page home.php. so after the person come here, if the registration is successful here, so we'll send that person to that page, but not before the verification, before the user has to verify their account. So after that basically we can allow the user to come to this page anyways, but for testing purpose we'll just add an h2 tag, HTML h2 tag. We'll say welcome new user. Okay, so that's nice, fine, simple. Control S to save. So we have now functions.php, home.php, and connection we have established here, and this is all done. Now after in the next lecture we'll just start validating this form in PHP actually, and after that inserting the data into the database. So stay tuned.